In this video we just thought we would quickly run through a few things that we have been sort of discovering and doing to set up our games of 40k. We've got fairly limited space in the flat, so we were trying to come up with ways of getting around that and still being able to play sort of full-size games of 40k. So to this end we decided to go with a sort of a tile-based system, and we've used polystyrene, is it packing? I think it might be. You can pick up fairly cheap, and it comes in sort of big slabs. You can get in various different sizes and thicknesses, but you can get sort of quite a lot of it fairly cheaply. And we cut this down to size, so we use sort of 1 foot by 1 foot squares, and that gives you a little bit of adaptability. You can move your terrain around a little bit, and some of our terrain's got sort of inbuilt pieces into the actual tile, and you can use that to move around. But we also made some individual pieces out of mostly polystyrene as well, but that gives you the ability to place these on top of other tiles and sort of change the terrain a little bit. So using these tile system, as you can see, you can sort of stack your tiles up and save quite a lot of space by just packing them away in the cupboard. So you've got the ability to change the terrain a little bit and store them away safely, so it doesn't take up too much room. To actually put them on a table, what we've been using, which you can pick up fairly cheaply as well, I think it might have been, was it 20 quid that we, about £20 to buy 2 decorator tables, fairly cheap sort of things. They're sort of fairly flimsy but strong enough to be able to take all these tiles and the miniatures, as long as you don't lean too heavily on them. And then 2 tables side by side is enough to get a 4 foot by 6 foot table for games, so that gives you the surface to play on as well. With the tables you can fold them up, obviously, because that's sort of how they're designed, so you can fold up and put them away, also saving on storage space. So with the tables folded up and the tiles stackable, you can get this sort of 4 foot by 6 foot gaming table packed up fairly easily, and we can put it in a cupboard and squeeze all this stuff away. So with these tiles stacking up, with some of the inbuilt with the tiles with stuff actually built onto them, it's harder to stack, but then still pack up quite a lot of this stuff in. So yeah, it's about 20 quid for the gaming tables. We probably spent about £20 on the polystyrene in the first place, but we've made a 4 foot by 6 foot board essentially out of that already, and we've still got enough for another one that we're going to be sort of working on soon as well as these other bits that we've been making, and they're fairly quick and easy to put together. Just here we were, instead of using dice or bases with numbers painted on, what we've quickly done here is using just some found bits of rock and slate and just painting the numbers on. I think this looks better than using dice for sort of objective markers. So we've got sort of 6 there. We really quickly made these just before a game, actually, just so that we've got something a bit more impressive. Obviously it's not something really spectacular, but it's doing for the moment a better job than just dice. I think eventually we'd like to make some proper objective markers with, you know, perhaps army specific themes to them.
So really the idea behind this is for people who think that you have to go to your local gaming club, hobby store, whatever, in order to have room to play 40k and have the terrain, rather than just playing on your kitchen table or whatever else.
Or on the floor.
On the floor. We wanted to demonstrate that you can get a full-size 40k table set up in really any amount of space if you just really think about what you're doing and plan for that. So that's why we've got the collapsible tables, the stackable terrain. You put that away, it's taken up really no space at all. And when you've set it up, yeah, it's taken up most of your room, and you've got to be really careful walking around it. But as soon as you finish your game, you put it away again, no problem. So that covers the space and the quality of the terrain. I mean, I'm not saying we've made the greatest terrain ever, but it's certainly a lot nicer than just a plain kitchen table or whatever else you might have laying around. And it was quick, it was easy, it was cheap. And I think for your average wargamer, those are going to be qualities those are factors that matter. So as Jonathan has said, we've used this cheap polystyrene that was like £20 for enough to make this and another whole table. And really everything you see here has been made from that polystyrene, with the addition of just little bits that you've got laying around at home. These corrugated iron pieces, those are made from just cardboard, and we did order some mesh stuff off the internet and made things like the fences with that, as well as the razor wire, and that's really cheap to get. We got most of it on eBay, and just look around on the internet, you'll find all sorts of places sell this sort of cheap stuff that you can make use of. And then the plants were like from aquarium plants that you just chopped up and put a little bit of paint on. Since we're playing a game that is fought on alien worlds, your plants, your terrain doesn't have to look like what you'd find on Earth. You can really have fun with that and make it look quite alien. So I think we might have spent, I don't know, what, £60–70 maybe?
Yeah, I think it's about that.
On all the resources that we gathered together to make all of this. And that's possibly even including like the cheap paint, PVA glue, the first bit of sand and gravel.
Yeah, because a lot of this is sort of a sand and gravel mixture, but that was just from sort of any shop really. I think we used it was like a pet, I think it was from bird cage sort of sand and gravel, like any sort of cheap sand or gravel you can get, and poster paints and glue, which you can pick up fairly easily.
And if you really don't want to spend any more money than you absolutely have to, you can just go outside and get sort of dirt off the road. I know Mini Wargaming did a video where they made a table using gravel they just got off the side of the road. So you can do this so very cheaply and without taking up too much space. And then the really nice thing is you don't have to always take your miniatures somewhere else to play. You don't have to add in all the time for travelling and packing them all up and risk breaking them. You can actually just play in the comfort of your own home, even potentially over a few days if you can bear having your room full of the table for that long.
So yeah, there it is. That's just a little overview of our terrain that we've been making. We're going to be planning on making more actually this weekend, so you look for some more of our bat wraps for the inclusion of this new terrain that we're going to be making. So let's just say winter is coming with regards to that one. So yeah, check out our other videos and keep an eye out for other things that we're uploading.
And I would urge you all to just get some stuff together, try making your own terrain. Don't think that you can't do it, because you absolutely can. We've put this together in a tiny space very cheaply, and you can do the same.
Do you like it?